Our next guest is Shane Hnidy, longtime friend of mine. He's from Neepawa, Manitoba. I just want to introduce you to him. He is a Golden Knights television broadcaster, formerly of the Jets broadcast crew. Played in the dub with Swift Current in PA. That's where I got to know him. Spent some quality time with him there. In the National Hockey League, 550 games. Boston, Minnesota, Atlanta, Florida, Nashville. Did I mention Ottawa? And he joins us today from Sin City. How you doing, Knides?
I'm doing great. You got through the whole list?
No, I stopped halfway through because I ran out of breath.
I know. It's a long one.
Hey, listen, I got to give you one. I ran into a guy by the name of Ryan Bast in the West Edmonton.
The Beast.
The Beast, exactly. In West Edmonton Mall. We were talking about you. And the Beast, he was a fighter. Real tough guy. He looked like a little church preacher, but he's tough as nails. And he goes, Hnidy's perfect on TV because he used to stand in front of the mirror for 3 hours every day after practice with a blower dryer as it was. Still doing that? Or have you cut it down to 2 hours?
Well, look at me. I don't think I've combed my hair in 2 weeks. I've grown a beard. There's not much. I just did my laundry, and there's not one suit or all sweats and shorts and T-shirts. That's about the whole wardrobe. So, but yeah, you still have to. If you're going on TV, there's a little more work to it. But yeah, back in the day, maybe a little. We were young. Hey, don't let him fool you. It wasn't like we were chasing girls back then. I'm sure he was getting himself ready.
Right. Nice. We're going to get to the players aspect of this, but can you please tell me the staff and broadcasters' perspective? Because last night I saw you and Dave Gaucher trying to figure out an Instagram live chat, and he couldn't quite get it going. Like, are you dying just to talk, or like, what's life like for you right now?
Well, I think that's it. We want to interact. There's such a passionate fan base here, and it's still a new fan base down in Vegas. So you want to interact, and Gaucher had Dave, who I work with play-by-play, has little struggles with his connection last night, but it's something we want to do. We've done that. We have our podcast we run. We're actually going to do a Zoom broadcast today, so we can do a remote show. I think, for the Golden Knights, something they've been right from day one is about content, and that's the way of the world today, is we have enough resources right now to continue to provide stuff for people. They're doing replays of the game actually tonight here in our AT&T Sportsnet Rocky Mountain region. They're replaying the first ever Golden Knights game in Dallas. So, that's going to be something that we'll go on Instagram probably to preview and then talk about after. Anything we can do right now to try and give people who are at home, which is where we should be right now in these difficult times. And, if you can bring a little bit of a smile to their face, and to be honest, I'm bouncing off the walls. I'm happy to do anything at this point.
Good. Well, the Knights are crushing it with their content. You're right. Now, and by the way, you probably know, because you're from Neepawa, I get a lot of friends out here, that your games are regularly picked up on Sportsnet, right? Like, we get the Knights a lot. Do you get a lot of reaction from people out here?
Well, I think, absolutely. A lot of people are like, well, is it as crazy as it seems? The atmosphere there, and it is. It's every game. Doesn't matter whether it's a Friday night, a Saturday, a Tuesday, whatever the night. The people here and the energy in that building is unlike anything I've seen. And it wouldn't work everywhere. Every building has its own energy. Vegas has just been able to set up, kind of Vegas style. They can get away with it, just like Nashville can get away with, their ability to use performer like singers and live music and all that. So I think they've done a great job of making an entertainment. I think in today's NHL, in today's sports world in general, with you look at the price of tickets, I think it's got to be, it's about the product, whether it's football, hockey, the sport, but it's also more than that. You've got to entertain people beyond that for what you pay to enter these things, facilities. So they've done a real good job here, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. And we've got a lot of Golden Knights fans. Probably more in Saskatchewan than Manitoba. Manitoba is still pretty jet heavy, but there's a lot of people in Saskatchewan. I know there was a push there in year one for Saskatchewan to become the Canadian Golden Knights fan base.
I think they're still well on their way. I think that could very well happen. However, I know Brandon is a Golden Knights hotbed, and I'm sure Neepawa for you. Wow. And I got more questions for you, but we've got questions from our viewers, Nides. Our director of scouting, Craig Smith, writes in. He's a 2-time Grey Cup champion. He says, and he's from Winnipeg. He says, sun's out, guns out, still in the weight room, I see. Does Shane miss doing the Jets broadcast? Do you miss Bell MTS Center?
Absolutely. That was to be part of that. So going right from retirement to, from playing to coming back to my home province and the Jets coming back, Jets 2.0, to be part of that is a special memory. And I think, it had nothing to do with that. I love my time there. My family, my parents are still in Manitoba, my brother and my in-laws, everyone is all close. My best friends are in Winnipeg. So it was a difficult decision, but sometimes career-wise, I'm always one to jump it up, and I'm glad I did. This was a unique chance to bring the sport that's been so good to me. And I think, the attraction to come to Vegas wasn't just about broadcasting games. For me, it was, hockey's been my life. It's given me everything. And to come down here at a grassroots level and be part of growing the game was maybe, one of the biggest draws for me to come down and do. So, it's nothing to do. I loved absolutely everything. Winnipeg will hold, a special part. I went in there as raw as they come. And working with, Dennis Bayak was my mentor to help me do pretty much everything in this business to learn how to become an analyst and how to become a professional at that profession. So, lots of great memories, still in touch with everybody there. TSN, the people there were tremendous. There's not one bad thing I can say. As for the workouts, this is only probably in the last year I got myself back in shape, and it was kind of more forced than anything. So it's the good news. The good news is I'm in the best shape of my life. The sad news is I wish I would have did this when I was playing. It's all about eating.
You'd still be playing. Well, for sure. And I knew this would be a popular interview. And producer Clark, thanks for lining up this with Nides, because we got just a string of questions.
Oh, I got nothing but time.
Okay, good. We might go a little over an hour one. From Brandon Crow, voice of the Wheat Kings, he says, Shane, is your dad still sharpening skates at the rink in Nipawin? He sharpened every pair I had growing up there. And if I may, Ed, right? Shane, that's your dad?
Absolutely. That's boy, Roddy. You got it. Yeah, it's he's still there. He's still got his little. Right now, he's not, but I think it's a great escape for him. He loves to get to the rink. That's kind of my family. We grew up around. I lived at the Nipawin Arena, moving nets. I remember I used to hang around there at a young age. Me and my buddies, for games, weekends, we were there all the time from morning till night. We would help. The ice crew, whether it was moving nets for games, whether it was working the time box. And then whenever there was 15 or 30 minutes where it wasn't being 10 minutes, grabbed our skates and we were out in the ice to do that. So, it was part of it. My dad was there, and now that's his hangout. It's, that's his meeting place. That's his entertainment. I don't know how him and mom are doing right now. I'm sure he wishes he could get to that skate sharpener very quickly.
So I got a question for
you. And I bet you she wishes it too.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. My wife was the one who said divorces are going to skyrocket at the moment. That was her prediction. I don't know if she's talking about us or not. But what's it like, Nides? Because, Gary Lawless and I are really close. And I said, how's Nides? Is he just the king, the sheriff of the strip? And he's like, no, Nides is a family guy. He never goes down there. That's what Gary said.
Well, I don't know about never.
Well, not regularly. I pictured you being the lounge lizard of all time. But he said that tell me, what's it like working for the Golden Knights, living in the city, where every night's Saturday night? What's it like being a staff member?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. So, and it's the perception everybody has. When I moved here, I'd been to Vegas when I was playing. I used to come every summer because I was part of Garth Brooks' Teammates for Kids Foundation, and he put on a concert for NHL and NFL players. So, I'd been coming to Vegas since the early 2000s in the off season. And that's, you think of Vegas, think of the Strip. Well, you come here and it's so much more. There's actually, you got teachers, you got schools, you got hospitals, you got lawyers, you got, it's outside. And then everything here was in Summerlin. So when we toured the area, my best comparison is, it's 20 minutes west of the Strip. We're in the Red Rock Canyon Mountains. It's like living in Scottsdale, I guess would be the best definition I could give of it. It's a beautiful place to live, friendly people. And it's, not just Summerlin, all around Vegas, but in particular, this is what I was drawn to. This is where we all are. It's a great setup. Our practice facility is literally 2.5 miles from my house. My kids' school's half a mile from there. The grocery stores, restaurants, shopping, everything. And then you do it in a backdrop of mountains. It's with decent weather. So everybody here loves it. And then they did a great job when they hired Bill Foley, the owner, right from his first hires, obviously the presidents to the hockey ops to, they've done a good job in hiring the right staff here to kind of build this team right from the ground floor.
Last one for you, Hnidy. From a hockey perspective, you're following it closely. Bob McKenzie's saying now maybe regular season June, July, playoffs August, September. From a player's perspective, what would you need for time to get on the ice and ready at game shape?
I would need. I don't know if there's enough time for me right now, but when I was playing, that's an interesting. I think guys now, it's completely different from when I played. I believe, everybody's probably doing something right now, just for their own sake to stay active at home. They're training the best they can. I think, within a week, guys would definitely be ready. The only question is, you got to simulate games. You won't have an exhibition. Do you jump right in the regular season? Do you jump right to playoffs? I think guys can get back quickly. I think, personally for me as a player, this isn't like you're ending the season after 20 games. Like if they were to cancel it, there's a part of me that, they've been through the grind, majority of the teams for around 70 games. You still want to play for that Stanley Cup. You've grinded it out that long. You want to have every opportunity still to finish this off. Whether they can or not, that's, really, it's a fluid situation. We don't know which way it's going to turn. That can't be determined. You can't pick a date, but I think players could have a quick turnaround now because I don't think the majority of them are just sitting around. That's just not the way athletes are. It's not like the 04-05 lockout when some guys were putting on 30, 40 pounds.
For sure. Hnidy, I'll let you go. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed you when I was through there last month, but I'll look you up next time for sure. And glad to see that you're doing well. Keep it up. I watch almost every game. So when you get rolling,
appreciate it.
Good luck chasing that Stanley Cup.
Thanks, Rod. A pleasure. Anytime. Like I said, I got nothing. Although all the kids are doing homeschooling, all I got is the guest room. That's the only place that was quiet enough.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks, Hnidy.
All right, take care.
Shane Hnidy checking in from Las Vegas.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.